there's no one that I've ever talked to that has convinced me that Eric Bieniemy is some great offensive mind who's bringing a boatload of value to the table for Patrick Mahomes or that offense. But I look at Mahomes and I start to question, he's not getting better, therefore he's getting worse, and I legitimately now question if he's the best quarterback in the AFC. And I think last week we saw it from Josh Allen. There's a really compelling argument that Josh Allen outplayed him last week. And now Joe Burrow's beaten him twice in a row this season. Is Patrick Mahomes still the best quarterback in the AFC?
Jason, you mean the elite Joshua Allen. But yeah, look, I don't want to get all Nick right here. But if you look at Patrick Mahomes' statistical season this year, and if you gave that, let's say, average for 7-8 years to any other quarterback, you'd be saying that's a first ballot Hall of Famer. That's what a high bar he's set. Jason, you talk about the career arc of other great quarterbacks that never won it again. I go all the way back to when me and you were much younger. 1983, Dan Marino comes out of nowhere, starts the last 2/3 of the year, puts up a record-breaking rookie year. 84, I think he still has the best single passing season I've ever seen. His record-breaking was so far ahead of the curve, it was like Bob Beamon breaking the long jump record in 68. That's how much ahead of the curve he lapped the field. They made the Super Bowl. In his second year, they got crushed by an all-time great Niner team. But I remember thinking to myself, along with everyone else, man, this guy's going to have a lot of rings. He's going to be a staple in the AFC Championship game, and he's going to have Lombardi trophies alongside Shula. 85, they got beat by the Cinderella New England Patriots at the Orange Bowl, AFC title game. They never really sniffed another Super Bowl. I think they went to one other AFC Championship game. History has a way of repeating itself, and unless the Chiefs get stronger defensively and I think become tighter and more disciplined as an overall football team, and not just rely on the magic right arm and the improvisational skill of Mahomes. Yeah, I actually do think that if you were to say, Steve, gun to your head, do you have more faith in the Bengals and Burrow and what they're building than the San Diego Chargers, along with Justin Big Boy Herbert? I would say yes. I actually would, because there's something about the Chiefs that isn't very sound structurally as an overall football team.
The issue is they're carrying an offensive coordinator who's all hype and actually isn't an offensive coordinator. And I think and I know that they won a Super Bowl with Eric Bieniemy with that title. But just over time, when you have an offensive coordinator in name only, a former running back as the offensive coordinator for one of the great quarterback talents in the history of the National Football League. There's no organization that would do this. And I know that Andy Reid, for the most part, runs the offense. It's his offense. He calls the plays. I get it. But you can't show me a great – when Troy Aikman was at the height of his powers and winning, they didn't have some ceremonial offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Everybody working with Troy Aikman or whoever these elite quarterbacks are people that bring much to the table for the quarterback, the development of the quarterback, the support of the quarterback. And I look at what they've fallen into with Eric Bieniemy, because Andy Reid, I'm sure by this time thought someone would have given Eric Bieniemy a head coaching job by this time, and they could have moved on from him as their offensive coordinator. I think Bieniemy got the job because he was standing around and he had been the running backs coach, and they'd lost 2 previous offensive coordinators, and he was the next guy up, and so therefore he got the title. But there's no one that I've ever talked to that has convinced me that Eric Bieniemy is some great offensive mind who's bringing a boatload of value to the table for Patrick Mahomes or that offense. And that's why I think Patrick Mahomes is stagnant. You get someone that talented you surround him with the best people at every turn. The quarterback's coach, the head coach, and the offensive coordinator. They're all bringing something to the table for the quarterback. I don't think that's the case in Kansas City. We're about to get into this conversation this week because the NFL, I think, has hired 4 new coaches so far. And none of them are black, and we're going, oh my God, how come Eric Bieniemy isn't getting a job? But it must be racism. Well, it might just be, as it relates to Eric Bieniemy, maybe he's just not that good.
Yeah.
Maybe people get in the room with him and he can't make the sell.